So if you're like me, you not only want to know what the game Immortals of Aveum is, or if you're even pronouncing it correctly. My name is Falling Hurts, and today I hope to answer both what this game is, and of course I'm telling you it's Immortals of Aveum. Even if I do think it's a bad title, I think it could be pretty cool in a sense of maybe like a sequel, something else of Aveum, or Immortals of random other third world country name? I don't know. Anyway, let's get right into it. So first off, to get your need to knows out of the way, the game is coming from Ascendant Studios, and it's going to be published from the EA Originals program, which of course is from EA. A program that many of you may know for games like It Takes Two, or even more recently Wild Hearts. EA in general has been on a bit of an upswing as far as these kind of games go lately. I know Wild Hearts isn't technically a single-player game, but overall, I think they've been trending in the right direction with some of these funded projects, as well as things like the Dead Space remake in the, not first-party capacity, but in their own ownership capacity, as well as, of course, Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order. These games seem to be really good. I mean, Fallen Order is, I don't know about Survivor. But as for Immortals, you're going to be able to play it on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, and of course, on PC. Sorry, Switch, you kind of suck. Now, the game is coming out July 20th of 2023, but you can pre-order the game on PC for $60, where you'll get some, little pre-order bonuses or whatever, but the game is coming in July of 2023, so really not that far away. I know there was a teaser trailer a while back that people really didn't know exactly what the game was, but this trailer showed just a little bit more of what could be actually a pretty cool game. So now that your need-to-knows are out of the way, Aveum is crumbling apart. Summon your power, stop the Everwar, and save the realms. Immortals of Aveum is a single-player, first-person magic shooter that tells the story of Jack as he joins an elite order of battle mages to save a world on the edge of abyss. To me, that sounds like generic action shooter, but guess what? The cool thing is this is basically like Doctor Strange Simulator all over again, and you're going to be using hand magic and seeing all these cool, intricate, different animations. Some of the spells look really intense, some of them look a little lackluster from the trailer, but overall I think this is going to be a lot more refreshing than your average shooter from today's age. And looking just right at the beginning of the cinematic trailer that was just released, you see 3 different colors across the realm, which kind of is a representation of the Everwar, I believe, which is pretty much, as its name suggests, a war that rages on forever. But magic is the core of offensive and defensive combat. You're going to master spells, unlock talents, and unleash all 3 of the colors shown in the trailer of their magic. First off, you have the red magic, which embodies entropy and violence. Its spells can create, rend, and harness energy in extreme ways, manipulating it to unleash a destructive beam or disrupting it to disorient enemies. Then, of course, we have the blue magic, which embodies force and the physical manipulation of matter. Fire precise bolts, spontaneously form shields and defensive walls, or manipulate gravity. Blue magic also powers a Magnus's ability to grapple, push, or pull objects. And of course, in this instance, we are the Magnus. Finally, green magic embodies growth, death, and transition. Spells manipulate enemies and objects by altering them or their surroundings, bind objects in place, misdirect with illusions, or rend an enemy's ability to cast or even heal, which would be really cool. It's like a silence ability. And once again, throughout the trailer, we see quite a wide variety of different things in this game. And personally, from variety's sake alone, this just strikes me as one of those games that's going to be something that someone could really master, turn off the HUD, and it would just be beautiful to see this game kind of play out in real time. Now, of course, as for the namesake of the game, the Immortals, we actually know a little bit about who these characters are. They are the Elite Order, and they are the champion protectors of Lucium. We've got our main protagonists, Jack, Kirkin, Zendara, and Devin. All interesting names, to be sure. But if you'd like to learn more about each of these characters, let me know, and maybe I'll do a separate lore video about them if this video really does take off. But as a final overview for what the game actually is, you are to be the Battle Mage. Once again, you're going to join the Order of the Immortals, the characters I just went over. And you are, of course, Jack, an elite Triarch Magnus. Unleash magic spells with deadly skill and decimate legions of enemies in a game that defies FPS conventions. Hopefully that means that on PC it runs at a reasonable FPS. Yes, I know that's not what that meant. You're going to have to master your magic. You're going to explore fast, fluid, first-person, spell-based combat that's easy to learn but satisfying to master. And as we've already went over, magic is the core of offense and defense. Creatively leverage all three of the forces of magic and be rewarded for chained attacks and well-timed counters. Now, I've mentioned many times now that there seems to be a large variety of spells throughout the course of the game, and you're going to unleash a pretty wide variety. You can unlock and upgrade more than 25 spells and 80 talents. Talents, I assume, mean different alterations to how some of these effects actually work. And you're going to discover, upgrade, and craft hundreds of pieces of magical gear. We see some of the different items throughout the trailer here. Then synergize your playstyle across all three forces of magic and become Aveum's most powerful Triarch Magnus. And of course, as we see in the trailer, and honestly, the way it talks about this Everwar, you're going to save a world on the edge of abyss. Of course, the Everwar being the endless struggle between Lucium and Rasharn over the control of magic. Jack and Lucium's elite immortals must race to uncover the mysteries of Aveum's past if there's any hope of saving its future. And pretty much I'm calling it now, somehow, somewhere, I really think that Lucium breached the Geneva Convention and they're going to end up siding with Rasharn in the end. But hey, that's just me, and that's my guesstimation as to what's going on here. And interestingly enough, they do provide the map of Aveum. And on it we see, of course, Lucium and Rasharn, and with a centerpiece in the middle there where presumably we're going to be doing war. And once again, if you would like me to get into more of the backstory of the war itself and some of these different regions here as it talks about on the page, let me know down below and I can also kind of put that in with my Immortals video. But until then, the last thing I actually wanted to talk about was pre-order bonuses as well as the studio actually making the game. As far as pre-order bonuses go, and the deluxe edition actually is slightly more interesting, but I definitely don't think is worth the $10 personally. And that's where I get you a bunch of different rings as well as different armor pieces to wear, which increase your capability of firing all three forces of magic as well as different combinations of different items. Now, for the base edition pre-purchase bonus, you get the Purified Arclight Sigil, which is a weapon that boosts damage of strike and shatter spells, which, I don't know what that means. I feel like a pre-order bonus should be pretty clear as to what exactly that does. This could be like the worst item in the game for all we know. But with all that out of the way, the final thing I actually want to talk about was the team itself. Ascendant Studios is an independent AAA team led by Brett Robbins, the creative director behind Dead Space and Call of Duty. This is actually their first game, and they've only just recently celebrated 4 years of being on the team. So they're just a little over 4 years old. They've announced their first game, and it seems to be super high quality for a startup. And interestingly enough, if you go to Ascendant Studios' website, they actually have a lot of interesting behind-the-scenes talk about development of games just in general, and different things like that. So I really recommend going and checking that out. But really, that's it for me. What do you think of Immortals of Aveum? Do you think that the magical first-person shooting is going to be something that's cool, or do you think it's going to be something that gets boring really quickly? I think the amount of different combinations of things can definitely lend itself to being a super engaging experience. It really just comes down to the difficulty as well as a lot of different factors. The types of enemies we're facing, the range of different environments, all these things that I would go over in a review. So consider subscribing for that and sit back and relax for the summer. We've got quite a few reviews coming out. Definitely a lot more news and rumors and speculation for games like this as well. Yeah, that's really it. Thanks for watching and goodbye.